What's up, Brandon? Pickles. What's up, bro?
Well, what, bud?
What's up, Elizabeth? How are you today? What's up, Basic?
What's up, dude?
Oh,
Literally
same old, same old.
just got in the door.
What's up, Kaylin? I rarely ever leave the house, so
Oh,
cannot wait till grass season's back. I'm going stir crazy.
I bet, dude. What's going on with my pod here? Come on, arm. There you go.
He'll be here. He's got to give himself a pre-game warm-up. All right, sounds good. Oh, here's rain. Oh, all right. Oh, I'm so. Okay. Guest. Pretty good, Squatch. How are you? Here's Steve.
What's
What are
up,
you
fellas?
damning about? What's up,
What's
brother?
up, dog?
Just chilling. Not a whole bunch going on.
Oh, how's the weather?
You'd be surprised how much I get that asked on a day-to-day basis. It
I mean, that was my first question last night. So
um it I don't think it got above 27 today and was about 10 plus ish mile an hour wind gust. So it sucked. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It was a
What's
good
up,
day to
Miles?
be a penguin with a kite.
yeah, I know you left a little bit early last night, but we wound up finishing with a 696. I missed 700 by 4 pins.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Still
Yeah,
good series.
I was hanging
But
out
it,
and go ahead.
but it was a clean 30. That is very rare for me. I hardly ever pull out a clean 30 in a league night.
Bro, yeah. I had one a few weeks back, and it's been a while since I've had a clean 30 as well. I kind of wish I was taping it, though, but I wasn't.
Ain't that how it always
Well,
goes, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I'm more superstitious about a clean 30 than I am a 300. I got to
Yeah.
the 10th and I went, one more frame. And don't ask because I'm not saying anything.
But I got a buddy into bowling, and he worked up from about a 120 average to he's about a 150 average now. And with his handicap in the league, he shot a 321.
Oh, I hate that. I hate
And
those people.
What's up,
well,
Richie?
he was just on it that night, and at the end of it, he said that was my first clean game ever. And I was like, "You're not stoked about shooting a 250 or something like that?" He's like, "No, clean game. That's all I cared.
Yeah,
He didn't care about
honestly,
anything else."
honestly,
I just don't like the handicap math where you can get over 300. I
Fair
don't think
enough.
it's fair.
yeah, no, I mean, I get that in some aspects, but in other aspects, it's we all know what we signed up for, right?
The job was dangerous when we took it.
Right. I mean, I know next Sunday because I don't have league tomorrow because of Super Bowl, but next Sunday we're giving up 259 pins next Sunday, and the team is I think they're like 14th place. We're in first, but if they get a couple spares and a strike, man, it's going to make it very difficult for us for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Just it makes it an uphill battle when they start marking.
Right. Absolutely.
But I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Right. And honestly, that's what got me into bowling. To be honest, I was happy to get those sticks when I first started.
Oh, yeah. When I was a 180 bowler, I was taking them all over the place because I knew I was going to miss at least 3 7 pins.
Fair enough.
Which 10 pins for us normal people.
Yeah,
No, I'm the normal one. Y'all are the ones that are fucked up. Okay, let's get that right.
I mean, if it was that easy to only bowl with half the amount of traffic, I'd do it too.
Brandon, oh, good. Dude, how does that look going down lane, man? That has got to be the sickest spare ball going down lane.
I saw it, man. It looks good. I mean, even on the videos that I've seen, it honestly, I was kind of skeptical about it. But when I saw it going down the lane, I was like, oh man, it looks sharp.
I know, but between you and me, is it worth the additional money over the other spare balls?
For me, yes. I'm bougie like that. I mean, I spent extra money on the clear rows. You know what I mean? Am I gonna run immediately to get it? I don't think so. But will I eventually get it? Yeah. It's probably going to be something I get probably June or July, I'm guessing.
I gotcha.
After the tax man comes back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not going to lie. I was actually talking about that ball earlier today with some guys. I said, have y'all seen it? They were like, looks pretty good. I'm like, yeah. Well, when the old T-zone dies, it might be the next ball in the bag.
Well, and my thing is I think the black one with the red dragon logo that's kind of similar to the solid. I think that looks pretty freaking killer too. I'm just, and I know I'm in the minority on this one, but I am not a fan of the color combination of the cotton candy one.
I mean, I don't dislike it. I definitely think it's more of a female generated kind of look for spare ball. With it being the light blue and the pink. I don't dislike it.
I don't necessarily dislike it, but it is clearly number 3 in my choices of the polys.
And I'm actually I've been talking with I'm pretty sure you guys saw Tony P's new roller. I've been talking with her because she's doing obviously rollers, but she also printed up a 3D dragon, and I pitched her, and I'm like, could you make that dragon into a ball roller? I said that might be something that you might be able to sell to a lot of people that are getting a dragon spare ball. Yeah. So we've been talking this week, trying to figure out what she can do with it. Been bouncing stuff back and forth, brainstorming ideas and what might work for her.
Okay, going back to weather for just a second, and it's actually not a rain question, it's a Cobra question. Has your snow melted yet?
No.
Jesus Christ.
We just got 3 more inches, too.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Ohio, off the potential move list.
I didn't even know it was on the move list.
Oh, it never was. I'm just saying.
It don't really snow much here, though. Like where we're at, I mean, maybe an inch or 2 at a time. But since we got that 12 inches about 3 weeks ago, this shit won't go away, dude.
Well, and y'all probably had the same weather that we did, where it was 20 degrees for a week and a half, and then sleet and snow fell, so the ground's already cold. So it ain't going to melt off. And then it was 20 degrees for another week with it there.
Here's how cold it is here. They've had to ice break the Ohio River 3 times.
Yeah.
No shit.
Wow.
That's how cold it is here.
I always say, welcome to Ohio. Gray skies every day.
No thanks. Hard.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you have probably 4 months of actual decent clear skies. The rest of it's usually gray and overcast.
Yeah,
I mean and just like Kalen just said, that's the biggest reason why I cannot wait to get out of here. I do not want to see a negative in front of my temperature ever again.
Bro, you watch. Wherever you move to, the first winter is going to be a negative winter for that area.
I think in Virginia, somebody told me that our January was the second coldest on record, and the coldest was in 1948.
a long time.
Yeah. So we're not used to this. But I mean, it is what it is. What are you gonna do about it? Complain and move on?
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you get the vent out a little bit.
I mean, the thing that people are doing down here with the cold is they're picking up all the iguanas and making iguana pizzas and stuff like that.
Ain't that?
Have I tried it? No. Bro, sorry.
Nah.
What is it, 40, 50 there?
The lows or the high? The highs, I mean, we're still getting back to the 70s and 80s technically, but the lows have dropped to the 30s and 40s.
Oh man, that's a heat wave, bro.
Bro. Yes, I did I turn my heat on? Yes, I had to finally turn my heat on because my house was dropping to like about 64, 66 in the morning.
Excuse me, the person who really doesn't want to hear you complain about weather being cold in Florida just entered the chat. Alaska.
I don't know. I think we're colder than Alaska.
Yeah,
right now.
I was just going to say that. I did see that they were actually warmer than people in the Midwest.
That's nuts.
Yeah, see, yep.
I think right now it's like 9 or 10 degrees out right now.
They were sitting at like 34 degrees the other day.
I mean, she's probably out in her bikini at that weather. Shit.
I think for the middle of this week we're supposed to get in the 60s, and I'm about to rip out a tank top and some shorts. I'll be sweating it out there.
Dude, it got into the 40s here, and I was in jeans and a t-shirt.
See, and that's something I talk about. Like after I moved here, you get about an hour in, and you're like, okay, now you have Florida blood.
What up, Tony P? All right, so
I think we're supposed to be in the 50s and 60s.
Back to what we were supposed to be on here for. You know, it's not weather helping weather. It's bowlers helping bowlers. So, how long have you been bowling? How long have you been in our glorious game?
I want to say this is my 4th season doing it. I got a little bit of a later start in the game, and if y'all want a little backstory to it, my girlfriend and her dad, she bowled junior league, got out of it for years, and my idea of bowling was go rent shoes, get a house ball, grab 2 pitchers of beer, and try to see how hard I could throw 14 pounds. And as I like to call it, caveman style, you know, throw rock hard, pins go boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was my idea. And her dad actually messaged her and said, hey, I need a bowler for summer league. She was like, well, I ain't bowled in, 10 years, 15 years. He's like, doesn't matter. And I was like, well, go do it. Go do it with your dad. That would be fun. So then I got roped into watching from the sidelines. So I watched a league in the summer, and I was like, you know what? Next summer, I'm gonna bowl. So I got a bowling ball drilled, and the thumb was too tight on it. So I resorted to taping my thumb, and so the first time I actually threw it, my thumb swelled up, and it got stuck, and I spiked it into the ball return.
Oops.
Yeah, it was one of those nice embarrassing moments. And so after that, I started taping my thumb like around it to keep the swelling off. Because yet again, I don't know nothing from Adam, and I'm figuring this out on the fly. So that happened for a while, and one day I said, you know what, I'm going to throw this ball 2-handed. And I got the ball to move, and I put rev rate on it, and it felt somewhat natural. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm just going to stick with it. So that happened. Then bowled in a summer league, got into a doubles fall league, and next year started subbing on the other leagues. So I've been, like I said, around 3.5, 4 years I've been doing this.
Okay.
What was your first ball of choice?
Ball of choice?
Yeah, like when you first started getting into finding your rev rate and finding your 2-hand and started feeling comfortable, what was your ball?
So I actually had one of the owners of the bowling alley. We became good friends. The place I used to work at, he used to come in all the time, so we knew each other. Then he seen me started bowling, and he gave me a Purple Hammer Reactive that was drilled for him. Just two holes in it, conventional drill, no fingertips, no nothing. And he said, "Throw this for a little bit and tell me what you think." So that was the first ball I ever threw a 200 with. Was a Purple Hammer Reactive.
Nice.
There you go.
Then I went to go purchase something like that and ended up with a New Blue, the original New Blue hammer ball.
Okay. I mean, I owned one. I used it, but it was very, 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 very specific. Like, it was not like, and I'm going to throw it every day, every week in league. It's like, hey, I'm bowling on this particular oil pattern, and I know the blue's going to work on it, and that's why I'm taking it. Otherwise, it was in the garage.
I was gonna say a lot of slow bowlers thrive with it.
Yeah.
And two, it was my first actual drill. So for me, drill two-handed. And of course, they watch you throw a ball that's not drilled for you. They try to map it out the best they can, and they say we're going to have to punch it to figure it out from here. So it was probably the most hookingest. I actually still got it. It's probably the most hookingest New Blue you've ever seen. And yet again, I'll break it out if I need to, but I've kind of upgraded and moved on since.
So are you still a hammer guy at heart, or?
I believe I'm not in contract. I'm a free agent. I'm going to throw whatever I want. So why not?
Mentality to have.
I mean, if I'm not held to one or the other, why would I not try to get the best of everything? What's in my bag right now is actually a Storm Lightning Blackout.
Good ball.
And a Storm Level. And I've just punched, actually Tuesday, a DV8 Dark Side Cursed.
That is actually one of those balls that I think is not getting its due justice right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody that I've seen throw it loves that thing.
So I'm really good friends with the pro shop where I bowl at all the time. So I literally flung his door open after our tournament today, and I said, "Hey, do I get commission on these balls?" And he's like, "How many did you sell?" I said, "I don't know yet, but I had 4 different people ask me what I was throwing." He said, "We'll see how many you sell, and then we'll talk about it." I said, "All right, I appreciate it."
Cobra, you should check that out, man. You can probably get commission on your own sales.
I was gonna say they offer you a pro shop staff position, but they tell you, hey, everything that's sold to Hayden and Bree doesn't count.
Right. I'll tell you what, though. I tell you, that new concept they came out with, that ball's going to be scary.
Dude, I saw Hutch throwing it. And Hutch was like, "This is supposed to be urethane-ish," and he's like, "There's no way this ball hooks that much if it's supposed to be urethane-ish." Like it's got like an insanely low differential. I think it's like 0.018 or something like that. It's something stupid low.
I'm about to say bad words for righties. It looks like a Purple Hammer. Just from what I've seen, clean through the fronts, big back end on it.
Yeah, it has that shape.
The only downside to it I see, though, it absorbs oil so fast, so you're probably going to have to keep it at the pro shop detoxing it a lot.
I mean, honestly, as soon as you get done, put that ball cleaner on it immediately.
Yeah, that was one of the things I saw.
They showed the video. As soon as he threw it down the lane, he pulled it off, and the oil went straight into the ball.
Yeah.
Well, and
I was gonna say that's what I saw too. Hutch is like, "Dude, there's no oil on this thing. What's going on?"
Well, and that was also the claim of the level too.
Yeah,
and it's one of those. I've actually got 2 of them punched, and I will have to put in a reviver after about 30 or 40 games if I want to keep it at that level. I've got one that I just let get oil logged and shined, and it's a lot closer to a urethane look after that.
See, I think they tested the level for that core that they had for that concept because they could not get the concept to tame down. It was just so hooky. So they put the levels cover stock on it to kind of counter it.
Yeah, I feel like the level was basically the experiment. Let's see what people can do with it. Let's see how this ball reacts. Let's see its longevity, and then go off of that. Especially when the whole urethane thing was going down, because honestly, that's when that started popping off. Because they've been talking about the urethane thing for over 2 years now, and then what was it, last March? That's when the college kids were on Reddit talking about how the coaches were soaking the balls in acetone, and that's when the whole urethane actual conversation came back to, like, okay, what are we going to do about this?
Sorry, the old man had to go get the glasses. I couldn't read the comments.
And this is my personal opinion. I think this is why Storm pushed for the ban on urethane. They knew they had the technology coming out that would still be urethane, but reactive.
Yeah, it can be in front of the market.
I mean, that's what Motive was doing with the microcell polymer.
Yep.
Right.
I think they were ahead of the curve as far as knowing something was coming with urethane too, and they're like, okay, well, we'll make a urethane that's not urethane.
Right.
Because that's the tank line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one of my guys on Friday nights is about to be a really happy man because I'm about to drop off 4 Motive balls to him because I obviously can't throw them anymore. And one of them is a Tank Rampage Pearl.
Chase, you're not wrong there. It was hard to top the hammer, that purple hammer.
Oh,
Dude, I would have been completely a different bowler if I couldn't have used the Purple Slammer when I was on the regional tour. Like, I abused the hell out of the Purple Slammer.
So, Steve, I think it was your live that was getting a little rowdy during league last night.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you'll enjoy this. We actually bowled it was a Baker's tournament up in West Virginia, up at Mountaineer Lanes. So me and 4 of my buddies rode up there for this Baker's tournament, and it was brand new pair of synthetic lanes, our brand new set of synthetic lanes in this house, and then they were using ice on top of it. It was a quote unquote house shot, modified house shot, because we were doing a Baker's tournament and then a singles tournament afterwards. I was throwing a DV8 Heckler solid. So the original Heckler big ball.
Yeah.
I was having to pitch it down the 3 board to get it to go. And within 3 frames of this going on, all of the college bowlers up there pulled out purple hammers. And one of my buddies walked up to him. This is where you're going to get a kick out of it. Walked up to him and said, "So what do they do teach you in college? If you don't know how to throw anything, just grab a purple hammer?"
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They were like, well, go ahead.
That's what it was like on the regional tour. It's like, okay, nothing else works. Where's my purple hammer?
Yep. And luckily, the college guys did kind of explain a little bit of, well, da-da-da-da-da-da, and at least put enough good words together. But he was like, okay. He was like, I was just curious if you had an answer. The answer was purple hammer.
I mean, last night, that house is typically a lot less oil than that. Like, I was very surprised they put that amount of oil out, but I didn't complain because I could actually throw the shots I'm used to throwing everywhere else. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to straighten up, close my angles, and rip the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
That is my A game.
So, I might be wrong, but it would be less maintenance on the urethane ball, right? Is that why college throws it more? Because they ain't got to spend time in the pro shop as much because they're constantly bowling from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, and the purple hammer doesn't absorb oil at all. It just sits there. So all you got to do is wipe it off, put a fresh surface on it, and go.
Yeah.
Wipe it off.
I understand that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, wipe it off, roll around the parking lot, get some surface on it, and throw it, and it'll strike.
Pretty much.
I'm not a big urethane thrower. I have it for a few sports shots, but I really don't. I've got one. I got maybe 2 games on it.
Pink hammer?
Purple.
Oh, okay. I could have swore I thought you had a pink too.
We do have a magenta.
Okay.
But it's only 13 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to touch that. I mean, it works good for her because obviously it's just a low and slow ball. But
Ooh,
there you
typical.
go,
Which ones did you
atypical.
order? Which one did you order?
I may end up over on Storm by the time it's all said and done. That concept looks dope. That Bionic looks dope. That new Ion looks dope. I'm telling you, I might end up on Storm.
Bro, I mean,
Well, I mean,
honestly,
I'll tell you.
I floated around for quite a while, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
The one of the tournament series, the four that they just launched, the Gremlin Tour X looks like that is going to be a killer ball.
Yeah.
As long as the hybrid cover stock holds true.
That's the
That's where
downside.
hybrids make me nervous. And I know what solids do. I know what pearls do. I know what urethane does. But you say a hybrid and it could pick up early like a solid and roll truer through. It can float down like a pearl. So I always like to see a good different people throw the ball before I make that decision on it myself with hybrids.
Well, and with the hybrid, you got to figure out what the percentages are. Like if it's more solid than pearl, it's going to roll more like a solid. If it's more pearl than solid, it's going to roll more like a pearl. My favorite formulation is actually was on the Mythic Jackal. It was 2-1. It was 2 pearl to 1 solid.
Okay.
I got burned on hybrid when it very first came out. I had a hammer statement, and I did not line up with that ball whatsoever. I hated that ball.
Cobra, other than the Ace, which was I know the hybrid you hated the most. What was the other hybrid that turned you off?
Well, I got a stealth mode hybrid, but
And you don't like that one?
it does good in cold weather. It does not do good in heat.
I gotcha. I was to say because I had a lot of people that absolutely loved that stealth mode. So
It's a hook monster, that's for sure. But I think it has more asym tendencies than symmetrical.
I gotcha. I was to say I got a brand new hybrid sitting in the box in the living room. I can't wait to put holes in that sumbitch.
See, my issue is I like a certain motion when I throw the ball. I like the hammer slap back, that big old hockey stick it does. I like that. And Storm don't hardly have it as much as Hammer does. So that's my issue with Storm.
Well, I mean that's because the brands of Brunswick are throwing HK22 on everything, which is producing that hockey stick look.
Yep,
but they're going to have to step their game up.
Well, I mean, when you launch 572 bowling balls a year,
Right?
I love that number.
I mean,
Well,
I think I would win on the Price is Right. I don't think I'm quite over the number of bowling balls that they launch a year, but I got to be pretty close.
So next question: how many do they discontinue it within the year?
half of that, if not double that.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably closer to about 232.
But see, my thing is like if Hammer doesn't step up, you've got that transformer. That's going to change the market. The concept's going to change the market. The Bionic's going to change the market. The new tour for the Gremlin, the what is that new one they just came out with? That Ion Max they're getting ready to drop. They've got the Equinox Solid.
Honestly, I was just going to say that the Equinox Solid.
I mean, it's going to be a tough market to keep up with.
Because honestly, the Equinox, when it first came out, it was a great skid flip ball. It got down the lane, but you could still make a turn if you were on drier conditions. So,
right.
The thing I will argue about the Hammer line, especially, is price point. That's where they're going to sell bowling balls at. Is price point.
Yeah.
Well, they're
I
all
think
around $200 now.
Yeah, well, honestly, that's one of the reasons why I never got into Motive, because their price point was so much higher than everybody else. I'm like, I don't want to risk spending that kind of money on a ball, and if I don't match up with it, I have a really hard time of separating myself from something that I paid that much money for.
Yep. I got had a buddy preach about a GB5 Pearl, and he could make it look good, and he could throw the world with it and had the world in his hand. I bought it, threw it 3 times, gave it to a guy who was sitting on the lane next to me. if that tells you how much me and that ball disagreed, I did everything I could to throw that ball and said, nope, here you go. And I was like, here you go. You throw it a couple times. He threw it. So one of my buddies threw it a couple times. He's like, man, I like this ball. I said, good, take it home. Said, if you get tired of it, you can give it back, but just take it home. I'm tired of looking at it.
Well, here's a prime example, Brian. You know you have the special tour, right? The tour effect. They discontinued it, and I think they already discontinued the Maximum. And it's only been out a few months.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Go ahead.
I feel like they just put stuff out and see what sticks to the wall. And if they don't get the sales, they just.
And I also believe that was bad marketing because they brought the Maximum Effect out and said, oh, it's the hookingest bowling ball we've got. And then 3 months later, dropped the Zero Mercy Solid and Pearl.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, people are buying the new ball. They're not going to buy the one that's older when you can claim that.
I think, though, the issue there was your Pure Envy and your Mania. Them guys were still carrying, and they still had the cheaper price.
Yep.
And, I mean, everything's going to be a hook monster until the next one comes out, you know? And unfortunately, I think HK22 dies out too fast.
I mean, that could be something that they didn't anticipate happening. Like because a lot of times, if you're maximizing something up front, you're going to be sacrificing a little bit of longevity to get that maximum performance right out of the bat.
Agreed. I think kind of going into like softball, like slow pitch softball and stuff, the hottest bats don't always last the longest.
Right.
Oh, I learned that with the Anarchy bats. They were hot right out the wrapper, but boy, did they die quick.
It's the bottle rocket mentality.
Yeah.
Bang.
And you can hear it.
I guarantee that concept's going to be one of the top balls in the bag for the tour.
Oh, I bet it will be in every single PBA Storm guy's bag, without a doubt.
Bionic. I think I seen Ryan Barnes just drill the concept and the Bionic. I think he also did an Ion Max also. But Josh, the only motive ball I've thrown is the Hyper Venom, the pink ball. And that ball is actually pretty good, but we had to dull it down to 2K. We had to take the polish off.
That's something else that I don't think a lot of people try, especially in the non-sponsored, non-X, Y, or Z people that are, out here paying for bowling balls. It's go hit it with a pad and see what happens. Mm-hmm. If you don't like ball reaction, knock the shine off of it. If you don't like the ball reaction, add some shine to it. It's not, you can always fix it. It ain't like it's going to be unfixable.
Yeah, I know that a lot of newer bowlers, they're afraid of doing anything to the cover. But I always tell them, I'm like, every time you throw that ball, you're doing something to the cover. Yep. So it doesn't matter if you don't clean that ball, you're doing something to the cover. If you don't detox that ball, you're doing something to the cover. Like it's maintenance. It's part of bowling. Don't be afraid to change the surface.
And that's the other thing that I did with my Mythic Jackal. Like, I hated that ball. I hated it out of the box. I changed the surface on it. I went lower. I went higher. Hated it. Got it plugged and re-drilled. Still hated it. And then the second time I got it plugged and re-drilled, so the third drill it had on that ball was finally the one that matched up, and it became a ball I was wanting to throw into the dumpster to the first ball out of my bag every week.
Right.
And Yellow, I think Motive came out with a couple bangers too just recently, and I'm sure they'll be in EJ's bag, but whatever he throws is going to look good regardless.
I was going to say he could throw a turd with a Motive logo and make it look good.
And Vengeance is another ball that's going to be in a lot of Storm people's bags. I agree there.
I was actually in that tournament I was bowling today. One of my buddies was throwing a Venom Shock. He was a big, long Brunswick fan and piles and piles of Brunswick balls. Just got a Venom Shock drilled. And he pulled it, held in the oil. He pushed it out. It rolled early. And I said, man, that ball can make anybody look like EJ, can't it? He said, I'm doing it right now, ain't I?
I mean, there's a reason it's been around for 17 years.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I tell you, another ball I got my eye on right now is that Evil Eye. That one looks good too.
Dude,
so,
you could have 3 Evil Eyes in your bag, drilled 3 different ways, and you would have 3 different shapes. That is a one-of-a-kind ball.
Yeah.
So, I have a question for y'all. What type of houses do y'all typically bowl in? Because I know we're kind of scattered from, location to location. So I'm assuming most of y'all are synthetic lane.
Yeah.
High friction, low friction. How are the lanes?
High.
High
Around
friction
here's
for mine.
high.
Yeah, I'm pretty high friction as well.
Gotcha. So the house that I typically bowl in is one of the very few left PBA regional wood houses left.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Baby.
Yep. So the lanes got put in, I believe, in 1980 something, and the guy who built the bowling alley still comes out to the bowling alley and tells me exactly what I'm doing wrong every time. So,
We've got wood lanes around here, but they've been around since the 50s and 60s, I think.
I was saying, I got to drive about 2 hours to get to a wood lane house.
Yeah, last time I threw wood was when I was a kid up in Cleveland.
when the regional guys come in, because of course you get your wood lane tick marks, the little side marks that go right through your track, and most of the regional guys that come in, they'll just give the bowling ball away to a kid that they use that day, because it's not going to have the same reaction anywhere else. They drill a ball for Rocky Mount, and then that's where it is. Usually stays there.
I also think that's 2 underrated balls too: the Hypnotize and the Energize.
Oh, the entire Jize line was good, but it was hard to keep track because they had so many of them. Vaporize, Energize, Mesmerize, Hypnotize,
Yeah.
Isotize, Lowotize.
See, we have a pretty good mix here with lanes. We have synthetic with wood pins. We've got synthetic with twister pins. We've got wood with wood. Then depending on where you go, some have the old Brunswicks from like the original 50s and 60s, and we've got a pretty good. We've got like 20, 22 lanes within 20 minutes here. So we've got a lot of areas to choose from.
But that's what makes it fun too. It's like going to a different golf course or something like that.
Yeah.
Because one house plays totally different than the other house.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and I will tell you, Cobra, if I ever come out and visit in your area, if you take me to a frickin' twister pin house, I will heart punch you.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the one twister lane that we bowl at, you won't think that. You will actually like it.
Dude, I bowled on twisters one time on the regional PBA tour. I've never seen so many messengers that missed before in my life. And that's when I learned that that's a characteristic of twister pins. They will fly, but they will not hit each other.
No, you're not wrong. But this house is probably one of the best houses around this area. So, I mean, they take really good care of the lanes.
Yeah, Aberdeen, North Carolina. I will never bowl there ever again in my life.
I mean, it can't be no worse than Eastgate. I mean, you throw it down the middle of the lane and the ball just bunny hops for no freaking reason.
I was going to say, as long as you don't put me on lane 13, apparently I won't have as much of a problem.
24 either. I think I broke that one. That thing, I threw a strike, and the pin setter, it just started going. You heard something pop, and it didn't work for like 2 months.
That was one of the things at our old house. There was a fire in the back because one of the belts overheated and caught on fire, and the owner of the house is like, "Oh, everybody, don't even worry about it. Everything's fine." I'm like, "We're watching the smoke plume from the back. It smells like an electrical fire. Don't tell us it's not. Don't piss on our head and tell us it's raining."
Right. Oh, we had
I'm like, we're not blind, and our noses work. We know there's a fire back there.
We were bowling a 9-pin league over at Eastgate, and the electric went out. And when the electric kicked back in, it caused electrical fire in the breaker room.
Yeah.
That is, and I swear to God, that is the most god awful smell in the world is an electrical fire. Oh my God.
Everyone's always like, "What's it? Do you smell something burning?" Yeah, it's my brain, bro.
I have definitely been there more often than not.
And like I told you guys, my dad used to be a back of the house mechanic, right? Well, he would tell me horror stories. Like he's like legitimately working on a massive breakdown on one of the lane 32 during league night, right? And it's during league. He's trying to get it up and running. He's in the middle, like in the machine, trying to make a repair. And next thing he hears is ball return on 2, ball return on 2, ball return on 4, ball return on 4. And the kid in the back that was at the reception desk would refuse to go in the back and do a simple ball return. And he called him back. He's like, "Do you want me to fix this lane, or do you want me to return these balls? How about you go do it yourself?"
So here's one for you, Brian. Eastgate is actually sending Xavier to mechanic school.
Yeah.
And I guess they're getting ready to do a big old revamp for that place to make it more competitive.
That's good. They need it.
Yeah, it's a good facility. It's just they just need to update it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always like bowling. I like bowling there. The people are fun to bowl with. It's a chill vibe place. But the way it's set up, they could have a pretty good tournament. Ran through there. Pretty decent competitive leagues ran through there. I mean, I hopefully they do it.
I mean, they literally thrive on open bowling now.
Yeah,
they really do.
Yeah, but I think they crunched the numbers and realized how much more they made off of league bowlers.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure they do. But I mean, like, I know when I lived there, man, to try to get a lane there, it was like impossible. Like you had to literally like get there right before like 4:30, or because I know their hours were a little bit. They didn't open like 10 o'clock like a lot of lanes do. They opened up like mid-afternoon, later evening.
Yeah. Well, Crossgate, that's a hard one to get into.
Yeah.
The one over in Kenwood.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you don't show up an hour before they open, you won't get a lane.
I think they're actually doing reservations now for that place.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's a great facility to bowl at.
Yeah.
That's something that we're pretty lucky in our area. We don't have a lot of corporate bowling alleys, so we still have a lot of mom and pops owned.
Yeah.
And with that, of course, keeping prices down, making things reasonable, and it's actually been pretty cool. I've noticed the past couple different events that I've bowled in is the group that usually goes to this house that the manager, they run this house. The manager will get a team up to go bowl in my house. Mm-hmm. And then there'll be another team from Salem, which is like 45 minutes from there. And then everybody just kind of bounces around to help each other out. And I mean, it's also little bit of bragging rights just rolling in there saying that you beat the house bowlers in their house too. That's always a good time.
Oh yeah, we've
No, there's
got that
one-
somewhat in our area. We actually have like it's usually reserved for our senior leagues, but we still have traveling leagues here in St. Louis that will literally travel from house to house to house to house to do their league.
Now, there's one in northern Kentucky. If you go in there trying to beat the house bowlers there, you'll get humbled real quick. If you've never thrown in them lanes, I average a 180, 190 outside of these lanes. Inside of those lanes, I average a 160. It's just that hard.
Yeah, honestly, my league house, we have a lot of, like, when we do have our monthly tournaments for the youth striking out for hunger. We have a lot of guys that come from other houses that they're like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna wipe the floor with these guys, and then they get in there and they're throwing the 160s and 150s, and they're 220 average bowlers, and they're like, what is going on? And I'm like, dude, it's a tough house, man. You gotta know where the friction's at, and you're not gonna get a ton of carry, so you better make your transition and your adjustment very quickly, because it happens fast.
And let's also bring up pick up your spares.
Yeah. Clean games.
Not even that, just if you can make your makeables.
Yeah.
It changes the score drastically, no matter where.
Well, the other day I bowled a 212 with 3 opens. That could have been a 260 game.
Same. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, when I still get that 200 and I had 3 opens, I'm so thankful. I'm like, oh, at least I saved the 200. Like, oh man.
Yep. But I'll tell you, my clean 30 last night, I didn't think I was going to have a clean 1 because I picked 2 splits in frames 1 and 2 in game 1.
Yeah.
Before I figured it out. So I was like, I just threw a clean 30, and it started with 2 split conversions.
So I wanted to bring this up tonight. I had a new pet peeve hit me this week in league. I love the guys that we were bowling with. Great group of guys, 100%. However, every time we bowl against this team, as soon as we beat them in game 1, you get into game 2, and they will start screaming while you're in mid-throw. And I was so over it. I was like, dude, just shut up, bro. Like, seriously. No one, man.
Brian
That's
says,
no.
F them kids.
Bro. Headphones went immediately back on. Absolutely. I was like, no, we're not doing this tonight.
Well, Rain, you were in my live most of the night last night. That place was loud, and I had my noise canceling on my microphone.
Well, yeah, and you could still hear it very clearly. There was a couple of my comments I shot over there was directed to the other bowlers. I enjoy trash talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
My rule is if you keep it about bowling, nobody gets mad.
Right.
That you can say whatever you want to about my bowling. Y'all were talking about clean games. I went to North Carolina and shot like a high 660 set. And one of my buddies walked up to me and said, man, you were throwing a lot of strike balls. Couldn't pick a spare up to save your life, but man, you were throwing a lot of strikes. Like, that is my encouragement that I get. That was a nice compliment for my buddies. So I think that's poor sportsmanship when you're talking about people like yelling and screaming during lane, especially if it's on your lane. Now, if it's 2 or 3 lanes over, you can't really, you don't know what happened. Yeah, a little bit of poor sportsmanship, but deep down inside, I would just love to throw the perfect high flush 10 back and just look at them and go, I'd be a little lighter if I was you.
Yeah, honestly, I do use it as a little bit of fuel. And even after I got off the lane, I threw three in a row after they started getting rowdy. They're like, well, you can't hear us anyway because you got your headphones on. I'm like, just because I have my headphones on, I can still hear you, bro. And they're like, oh, that's good to know. And I'm like, oh, so you're just going to keep doing it. Cool. Whatever. I said, keep going. Keep going. Like, I'll take it. Whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were trying to at that house in particular. There's, like I said, a lot of friendly banter and a lot of trash talk and a lot of smart asses in that house. It's the only reason I like bowling in that environment, because I hate that bowling alley itself. Me and that bowling alley do not get along. But there was one night there was this dude that was just yapping in my ear, and he's like, "Man, if you could pick spares more consistently, you'd be about a 230 average bowler." I said, "Yeah, and if you could rattle off 5 in a row without a problem, you'd be a 2-team bowler just like I am."
Oh, that day we were at Joel's, that dude kept trying to hug everybody. I'm like, bro, go sit your drunk ass down.
I call those the touchers.
Oh, dude, he's like, I'm a good bowler. Then Steve would nail a strike, and then I'd strike, then Hayden would strike, and he goes, well, you all suck. I don't know how to throw a ball like that. And I'm just like,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. He was trying to hug up on Bree. He was trying to hug up on Hayden. He wouldn't come near me because, I have this, like, bubble around me that people go, oh, yeah, I don't want to fuck with him, but...
Well, and it was funny, and he was calling me the weird one, and I'm the one that's bowling one-handed. Well, I don't understand how you throw like that. Up until about 20 years ago, everybody did.
That dude was plastered, though.
He was.
Whenever somebody starts yapping to me about throwing strikes, I just look at them and go, man, I'm lazy. I'm trying to throw the least amount of bowling balls down this lane as I can.
Yeah. If I'm having a bad day, I'll be like, oh, man, I'm just trying to get my money's worth.
Exactly.
Transition
will have you lost and confused.
Oh,
basic, especially on Viper, because there's Viper can go from you have the absolute berries and you have 5 boards of miss room to once it transitions, if you miss by a quarter of a board, you're screwed.
Yep, honestly,
catch back up.
Yeah, with Viper, my transitions were a lot more forward and backwards than it was left and right.
Yeah, and most people, when they transition, they go, east and west as opposed to north and south.
Yeah.
On Viper, the transition is pushing your break point farther down the lane. So your focus is literally same spot.
Same line. Yep.
But farther north or south.
Yeah, just gets to the friction spot later.
So on Sports Shot, with your Zero Mercy, your Pure Envies, your big hooking balls, just take your hand completely out of it. And let it forward roll. It's going to go to the pocket.
Yeah.
I'd even throw that towards house shots sometimes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Speed so much has to do with it.
I had a buddy I was bowling Thursday night doubles with, and I looked at him because I finally figured out what I've been messing up for the past week and a half. And I looked at him, I said, when I come in here, I'll happy-go-lucky on Tuesday, because me and him also bowl together on Tuesdays. I said, just look me in the eyes and say, quit making bowling harder than it should be. All you got to do is get up there, it's a house shot. Stand left, throw the ball right, it comes back, right? So it's just sometimes going back down to simple things and not trying to do so much makes the world of a difference, regardless of what you're bowling on.
Yeah, and I'll add one more thing to that is... and I see this a lot, especially when people come in to the alley, start their practice shots, and they're striking, right? When you start doing your practice shots, your ball speed is typically slower than when you're actually loosened up. And as soon as you get loosened up into game 1, and then you get into game 2, you'll see your ball speed start revving up almost 2 miles an hour. And you think you're missing a transition, but you're not missing a transition. You're missing your ball speed. You need to slow it back down and just keep on what you're originally doing, because honestly, that's a huge hiccup. That I know I even dealt with it today, even during practice. I'm like, why are you throwing this ball 17 miles an hour? You should settle it back down, throw a 14-mile-an-hour ball, let the ball do the work. Don't try to force the shot.
Well, and bowler, that the basic bowler, that's the other big thing. Like, especially on something like Viper, I will typically start with a urethane ball, and then once my urethane ball starts burning up in the heads because there's literally no head oil left because the urethane's picked it up and deposited it down lane, I will go into reactive, but I will go straight into a pearl. That way I can skate through those burnt fronts, get the motion down lane, and then use that carry down that's down lane as free hold if I miss in.
See, I'm kind of like that too, but I also watch where the balls enter in the pocket. If it's slowly creeping up to the center of the head pin, I know it's time to start moving left. Like, if it's staying a little bit right of where the 3 pin is, I kind of need to move a little bit right, you know. But I've learned with the lower oil, you just gotta go weaker, and weaker.
I mean, that's when they say ball strength, what they mean is how early that ball's going to hook. So you get that big, strong, pure envy, that ball's going to hook in the fronts, and then it's going to roll out in the back. Then you go weaker, and that ball's going to skate farther and have more pop down lane. So there's never going to be a ball in the history of Everdom that is going to be strong all the way throughout the entire thing. It's a yin-yang.
Right.
Strong equals early, late, or strong equals early, weak equals late.
Yeah. See, if it's lower than 28 mil, I won't bring the pure envy out.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much of a ball for that pattern.
The other thing that I will add to it as well, and I've seen it because I have at least two teammates that do this all the time. They get into league. We start throwing. Either they're not throwing all what they want to be throwing, and they automatically put their head into their phone, and they're not paying attention to anything that's going on. And I know they're trying to get out of their head. However, you need to watch everyone bowl because that is how you're going to be able to read the lanes. If you watch how they're bowling and you see somebody that's running a line that's very similar to you and they have that ball speed and they're striking, try to hit that line. Or if you see they're struggling in a spot and you're throwing in that spot, you need to make the adjustment early. Everyone that immediately gets off the lane and immediately goes to their phone, they're doing a discredit to themselves and the teammates on that team by not actually participating and watching what's going on. You don't have to be all buddy with everybody, but just pay attention to what's going on in the lanes.
Yeah, I'll even take that a step further. Usually in practice, you can identify and especially if you bowl league, you know who the bowlers are.
Right.
Like, you know the guys that can go out there and get it done day in and day out. And if they're bowling next to you, watch them.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a pair over, but it might give you an idea. It might not be the exact same thing you're throwing, but it might give you an idea to try a different line or move into an area that they're in, throwing relatively the same equipment, and see if that can't even help you out. That was something I learned doing lane.
No, I was acknowledging Josh.
Oh, okay.
We're both left-handed.
I just seen the hand go up, but that's something I learned
The
bowling.
line froze.
That's something I learned bowling tournaments where you move lanes. Is keep an eye on the guys ahead of you.
So big Josh is going to his phone so he can watch you.
Well, I mean, we're on two different leagues right now on Wednesdays. He's in a mixed league on the other half of the house, and I'm on the low end, the high end of the house in the men's league. But yeah, I mean, especially if you're bowling tournaments that move pairs, and I know there's a lefty in front of me that's bowling on the pair I'm going to, I'll finish my 10th frame, and then I will go watch him and how he's playing the lane and see if he's carrying the way he's playing the lane, which formulates my plan of attack for when I go to that pair.
Big Josh putting up some numbers.
Yeah, you did.
You combat urethane without throwing urethane by basically picking a side of the line that the urethane guy is playing.
Yep.
You're either
get outside of it.
Yeah, you're either going to pick playing inside of it to avoid it or playing outside of it to avoid it.
Well, you play
Personally, I like playing to the outside of it to avoid it because I can use their urethane carry down as hold if I miss in trying to go around it.
Yeah.
I've even used stronger equipment and played inside to the line to have a ball flip and roll through it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bump their line, it'll shut them down for game 2 and 3. Now, if they're a good bowler, they're going to figure it out. But most people who throw urethane aren't great bowlers.
And I'll throw the argument out there too. I'm not against urethane, but a very accurate urethane bowler will help 90% of people on the lane. When they can
If they're
create
playing
that
the
carry
5
down.
board, then you have no other choice than to play inside with a strong ball that's going to eat up oil.
Yep.
Or you time your break point out to the 5 board where their ball's coming out of it.
Yep. Swing it and get it out there to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I love using plastic. If a lane is completely toasted, I will drop my plastic ball on like the 2 or 3 board and just let it walk.
See, I would play at 15 and with a weaker ball and let it just slam into the pocket on a 46. That's what I would do.
This is one thing too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
This is one thing that it blows my mind about bowling because it's as simple as take a ball, hit a line, hit a mark. Ball does the job, you strike, right? But there's about 18 bajillion different ways you can make that work. So
8 mil? Good God. There's
8
nothing
mil?
on the lane.
You're
There's
better off
nothing
grabbing a
on it.
house ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're almost on a birthday party.
Jesus.
did they just take the oil jug out there and whisper over the top of it?
I was going to say, spritz here, and a mop. There you go.
Wherever it lands.
And user, dude, we just told you how to play around urethane. We gave you 2 options. Pick one.
Birthday party carry down.
And
Oh,
those
dude, I
who
went to
do
try to film content for a review on Toasted House Shot. It was birthday party carry down. I threw 3 shots and went, nope, I'm not filming today.
those who are on Sports Shot use 10-pin toolkit. It's got a great library of patterns, and it can give you a baseline where to start.
Yep.
Oh,
You
sweet,
can even
dude.
make-
Basic. That's awesome.
Then you can move your lines around if you want to play different lines, and it'll tell you what the ball should, in theory, look like.
And know your gear.
Yes.
Yep.
And shoot your spares straight, kids.
Yes.
I don't know.
When the
I'm
shot gets
50-50
tough,
on that.
anything other than house shot, throw plastic straight at spares.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, anything that's on the right side, yes, I'm throwing a spare ball at it. If it's on the left side, especially if I have a sleeper, I'm still going to be throwing a hook at it because I need something that's going to
Drive through.
power through that ball or those pins. Because if I throw a spare ball, it might deflect and bounce.
So, question for y'all again. What made y'all want to go with swag?
Brian, you can go first.
Honestly, I was floating around. I became a huge hammer guy back in the day. I love my Black Widow, the OG Black Widow. And then I dabbled into some 900 Global. I dabbled into Roto. I dabbled into Storm. I became pretty Storm compliant for a while. And then I came across swag. I bought my first swag Craze Pearl. I took that to a county open here in Fort Lauderdale. Ended up pulling first place with it. Even though the very first day of teams was difficult. But as soon as I left that house, I went back to my league house. I rolled another like 4 games. It got out of my head and went back the next day. Bowled great for singles and doubles. Ended up pulling the first place. And that's what basically sold me to look more into swag. And then I got the Dragon, and the Dragon reminded me so much of the OG Black Widow that I was like, man, and everything matched up out of box. I didn't have to do any surface changes to anything. So that's what really sold me. And then on top of it, their price point is absolutely fire. You don't have to spend a ton of money on gear that is really good, to be honest. I know they get a little bit of flack, but what they're putting into their brand now is it's going places.
And from outside looking in on it too, Swag's made some leaps and bounds in the past couple years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what got me into it, I had started leaning real heavy into motive because my rev rate and my speed, and my axis rotation and my tilt all demanded control. So control became a priority, which is why I went to motive, because they were the most control out of all the 3 major brands. And then I heard the Swag rebrand was coming, and they had a ball called the Dragon. So I started asking around. I'm like, so what can I expect out of this Dragon? And exactly what Brian said. Everybody said, OG Black Widow, more control.
Yeah.
I went, really?
That's big. That's a big claim to make.
I said,
honestly,
you have me intrigued.
Yeah, I honestly was kind of like, I was skeptical about it because honestly, I loved my Dragon or my Black Widow. But when it died. I mean, there was no detox in it. I mean, when it was done, it was absolutely done.
Yeah. So I bought the Dragon, fell in love with it, and I'm like, you know what? One ball's not going to be enough to prove it to me. I need to get another one. And I had an old A Hustle AU that had 3 micro cracks in it, and the core had shifted, so it died. And I'm like, okay, well, let's start looking at replacements for this Hustle. And the Craze line, numerically, is identical to the Hustle line. The numbers are the same. So I was like, okay, Craze Pearl. And I thought I loved the freaking Dragon. The Craze Pearl is literally my get out of jail free card. I can throw that on anything and it will work when nothing else will. So when I got that, I was like, all right, two wins. I'm gonna try to get one more ball before I make my decision whether I'm gonna go full bore into this. And then I got the Unreal. Didn't mind the Unreal with the polish on it that comes out of box with it, but the second I put it at a 3000 surface, it matched up with me perfect, and I was sold. And yeah, long story short, we started pushing the brand, and now we're both on staff.
And the other thing that I would add to that is when, and I'm probably speaking for Steve as well, when we started getting into the brand, everyone from the Swag family was so supportive and knowledgeable and leading us in the direction of what would actually match up with us pretty well, that it was a very tight-knit family. And that's kind of another reason why I was like, I appreciate that, because a lot of people, I don't want to call it being snobby, but because even if they were on Swag, they weren't saying, oh, you have to throw Swag. They were like, man, everyone has a brand. Like, whatever matches with you, and that's okay. And honestly, I love that aspect of not trying to push somebody into something, but letting someone find something that's suitable for them. And it just fit me. So,
and that was a big another, like he said, he's kind of speaking for me as well. That was a big reason, was the family community, the family oriented community. And like you said, there are particular brands that are snooty and snobby. I was a motive head. The motive heads are the worst at that. If you're not throwing motive, they're going to force motive down your throat until you buy a motive ball.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I will, because I was part of that community, and I hated that part of the motive family, because it's like, oh, push, 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 push. I'm like, dude, if somebody's a brands guy, I'm just be like, hey, you do you. It's just not what works for me.
Right.
And then it was such polar opposite when you got into the swag community, and I kind of resemble that now when I talk about swag, because somebody will ask about a ball and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm throwing. And then they'll go, well, I throw SPI. What's the SPI comp? And I know the numbers and everything well enough where I can be like, well, if you're throwing this ball for SPI, this is the swag ball that would work if you want to give our brand a shot.
Right. I have no problem giving anybody a comparison of something that they either they really liked or something that they were thinking about. But I would never say, "Oh, no, you have to do that." Like, at the end of the day, we all want to have our own decisions. So there's nothing wrong with letting people make their own thought, for sure.
And this is yet again outside looking in. It's funny that it's a very, I would say, family friendly community. You know, it give and take. Like, we're not going to shove it down your throat. You know, but if you want to try it, try this. Community with the name like swag. Like, the name like swag sounds like it's big, it's bold, it's in your face, it's cool looking, right? And to me I just find that hilarious.
Well, that's what the original swag was. The original swag was a meme company.
Right.
Like, they had the logo with the headphones on the word swag. They had 8 different variations of a Black Pearl Bloody Ocean. They had a ball called the Big Bro. You know, it was that. But this rebrand, it is something completely different. And like, if my favorite comparison to a ball that I throw a lot is the Apex Pearl. I'll have Storm guys all the time ask me about the Apex Pearl, and they're like, what is a comp to it? I said, well, there's not really one single comp for the Apex Pearl, but if let's just picture if the Ember and the Cove had a baby, that's what the Apex Pearl would be.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's big and strong like the Ember,
Right.
but it's got a really smooth controlled core, or a really smooth and controlled cover like the Cove.
Yeah, that's a deadly combo. Oh.
And then the Unreal is very, 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 very similar to a Phase 2, especially after you knock the polish off.
Yeah.
Which is what I was throwing last night, game 1 and 2.
I mean, and of course, I'm watching it through a live video, elevated above. It looked like that carried through the pins very well. It drives hard on the back and really was slinging stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's very Phase 2-ish. It's gonna dig. It's gonna start slow in the fronts. It's not gonna skate through it. It's gonna start slowly, but then it's gonna really dig into the mids. But it's gonna continue through the deck and not burn out.
Because I got to say, one of my favorite continuous balls, I guess is how you would describe it, was the Vaporize. And I know we touched on that earlier, but it goes through the pins very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably had 150 plus games on mine before I finally said you can go into retirement and sit over here and hang out for a while.
Now the Vaporize is it's a pearl cover stock, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a pearl because it was the Vaporize and Mesmerize dropped at the same time, and it was pearl solid. Like, the pearl was the Vaporize, the solid was the Mesmerize, and then they came out with the Energize, which was a hybrid cover stock with the Vaporize core in it.
Well, the Vaporize core was the Danger Zone core.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We don't have anything that's directly going to comp to a Vaporize right now.
Right.
But it is, I will tell you, it is coming.
Okay. like I said, and I think we talked about this earlier. I'm not opposed to throwing anything. So with the way y'all have been hyping it up and seeing y'all scores, I might have to dabble a little bit if just go over here and drink a little bit of the Kool-Aid y'all are pouring out.
I mean,
Hey, man.
I'm going to go back to that price point. At least when you dabble into it, you're not crushing your pocket.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing is, I mean, I'm not going to say we're a cult because we're a family.
That's exactly what Colts say, though.
But I will tell you, we have really good Kool-Aid. There's nothing worse than being in a cult with shitty Kool-Aid.
That's right. But I mean, I'm down to throw anything at least once, and so yeah. Like I said, I'll hit y'all up when it's about that time. And go ahead.
And like I said, if you're looking for something like that vaporized, like I said, it's not out, but it's coming.
Okay. Yeah. Now go ahead.
Here's the outside looking in. I'm not a swag guy. I was turned on to the wrong ball, so it kind of gave me I'm kind of weary.
You got the ick. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I should have known from the jump since it was a hybrid. Me and hybrids just want to box all the time. But I watched Hayden throw that dragon, and his first 10 games, he averaged probably 260 with it. I have to say, but he's got high revs, high speed, so it carries him through. I threw it with his layout, which, I mean, give and take, it's his layout, his fingers, blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit different. His fingers are probably double the size of mine. It didn't react the same. So it put another, oh shit, you can't really afford to gamble with this right now. So that's why I stay away from it.
See, with you, though, with your slower than Hayden speed, I would put you in a Dragon Pearl.
Right.
Because that's going to skate better than a Dragon Solid will. Dragon Solid's going to dig early, but Hayden's got the speed to push it down lane. Dragon Pearl is going to wind up going a little bit farther, but still having that same back end reaction. And if you didn't hate hybrids so damn much, I would highly recommend a Serpent, which is basically a enhanced dragon that is a hybrid.
Yeah, and honestly, getting into a Pearl, and I know I'm a huge Solid guy, and I know it pinches me to the left quite a bit, so I have to really be on top of my transitions. But when you get into a Pearl, that'll open up being able to move back right, and then adjust your ball speed so that way your transition is not so dramatic. It will help along the way too.
Now, if they had one that can mimic the Mania, maybe.
Yeah, that we don't have anything like that just yet.
I'm in love with that ball. I mean,
now Britt was saying that she likes the No Mercy Pearl and the Phase 2 Pearl. She would probably really like an Apex Pearl.
Yeah.
She goes to Joel. He's not going to recommend that to her.
Joel will have her talk to me. Okay.
I mean, I want the Zero Mercy, but I know as soon as I buy it, they'll have a new one come out.
Exactly.
It does look good, though. I'm not going to lie.
But I'm kind of weary about it, too, because, like, the 3.0, it burns out so fast. I've bought 3 of them stupid balls, you know? And that's my fear with it, because they're kind of like the same ball. And I'm just like, do I really want to waste that much money for a ball only to last maybe 300 games?
I mean, I know when I was big into hammer, it was the whole, like, carbon fiber. And I was like, oh, man, it's carbon fiber. This thing's going to last a long time. And then when it died, I was just like, man. It's got carbon fiber, man. What's going on?
What was it? The Extreme Envy? Wasn't that the hookiness bowling ball that they had for the while?
Yeah.
Wasn't it an Extreme Envy with carbon cover? I had a
It
guy
was
give
one
me
of those. It was one of those weird balls that it was super strong, but it still held plenty in the back. It was very unique.
So I was talking to one of my buddies, and it was a buy one get one free bowling ball from him. And one of my other buddies he's one handed, fairly traditional player, a lot of down and in shot. He's like, I just want a ball to where I can get left and just swing it. And I said, buddy, do I have the ball for you? So I took him over that Extreme, and he texted me and was like, I don't know if I can throw this ball. And I was like, you're welcome. You wanted a ball that hooked? Here's a ball that hooked.
Right.
So,
but Britt, next time I'm in Terre Haute, I will let you know, and we'll meet up over at Imperial.
So when I bought my Pure Envy, it was either that or the Extreme Envy. And so the weekend before I bought the Pure Envy, this guy had the Extreme Envy, and I think he took it up to like 5K. And that ball was still hooking too much. And he's like, man, I can't control this ball. And I said, yep, I'm going to try the Pure Envy. But it's a good ball, too.
Yeah, the other ball that I would say that Hammer really knocked out this year is the bubblegum vibe.
Yep.
That's probably the most angle I've seen a vibe have of all their vibes that they've released.
Mm-hmm.
But how long is it going to last?
I bought one when it came out thinking it was going to solve my problems, and then realized the ball did not match me very well. That's a very common thing that we've talked about, and it was too twitchy. If I missed by more than a board and a half or two boards, I couldn't tell you where it. No, if I threw it on my mark and it went directly on top of where I needed it to be, it was devastating hitting the pins. But it was
I was going to say the vibe line I never really matched up with. The last vibe I bought was an Onyx vibe.
But the bubblegum vibe is totally different than all the other vibes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
It's a hard hitting ball. I mean, I throw it. I've probably got 45 games on it, 50 games maybe. It still bangs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've actually still got a guy in league that is throwing an Ocean vibe.
Wow.
And does
I'm
well.
not a fan of that one. I'm not a fan of that one.
But that was also why I gravitated towards the Hustle line, because it was the entry line. I didn't match up with the vibe, so I went with Roto Puzzles, and I matched a lot better with those.
Have y'all heard anybody talk about Roto Grip cover stocks not lasting? I've had several people that I talked to. They're big Storm guys, and I can see the ball. I can't think of it. What is it? The RST Hyperdrive Pearl?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a dark blue, light blue ball.
Yeah.
And having 15, 20 games on it, the ball dies.
Mm-mm.
The only one I had that died was the RSTX1, the original one, the dark green one. And when it died, it died very quickly. Like, it went from perform, dead.
Yep.
Like, there was no middle ground.
Light switch.
See, Bree's got an RST Hyperdrive, and it's probably got over 100 plus games on it, and it still moves. This is the worst vibe they ever made.
Was it
radioactive vibe?
But it's cool looking.
It's trash.
Yeah. The only Roto Grip that I threw was the Gem, and it never really died per se, but did I fight with it a little bit? Yeah, but when it was hitting the pocket, it was how do I put this? It was hitting like my OG Zen. Like, when it hit the pocket, it was hitting the pocket, but leaving a lot of 10 pins. And even if I moved that half a board right, it would still leave a 10 pin or leave a 7 pin. It just wasn't plowing through the pins when it got there.
So with swag, what do you think's the most underrated ball out there?
Craze Pearl.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great for yeah, and honestly, I don't think a lot of people give it the chance. But it's so versatile because even if you're on a tougher shot, because I'll use it in states, I'll use it in county tournaments and stuff like that on higher volumes, and be able to play a lot righter and still smack a pocket. To being on a birthday party house shot, and I can make that thing bend like my dragon. And there's videos of me throwing it, and you'll see that thing turn corners like it's got a blinker on since it left my hand. So it's so versatile.
That ball is so good. I'm not buying a Craze Tour Pearl. I'm just keeping the Craze Tour in my bag, or the Craze Pearl in my bag.
Like the sigh from Pickles up there, just after that.
Well, I'm like, because I'm on the fence with that, because honestly, and I haven't jumped to get the new stuff quite yet, and I'll probably start doing it this week. I'm that type of dude that I want to see some shots and some people throwing the gear, and because the way I am, I like to look at videos of people that are kind of similar ball speed, similar angles to me, and then I'll figure out like what's going to really suit me. I don't want to just jump into the frying pan and fingers crossed type of thing. I like to do a little bit of research.
That reminds me, Hutch just dropped his video for the Craze Tour Solid and the Craze Tour Pearl. He throws it very similar to you. Granted, he puts his thumb in it, but the angles are very similar.
Yeah. Because I'm definitely a lefty. Well, not a lefty.
Yes,
I'm a righty. But
yes, me and Pickles are swag staffers. Yes.
Yeah, I play deep left, 100%.
So what made? I guess this goes out to Brian. What made you start not using a thumb?
Wrist injury when I was younger. I broke my wrist, and then I tried the wrist brace and everything like that, and it was just really uncomfortable. And then I started to learn how I could throw with just two fingers, and I was able to actually put rev on a ball. And then as soon as I realized that I could do that, because this is even technically before two fingers was a thing. And I don't want to date myself, but this was back in the 80s. And I never went back, man. I've never even tried to put my thumb back in the ball. So it was just something that was early injury, and I never went back. Have I tried two-handed? Yeah. What did my hips say? No.
Basic, I got a question. When you say IQ Tour, is it one of the Pearl IQ Tours, or is it the IQ Tour Solid?
IQ Tours were good, man. I liked the IQ Tours when I was throwing them.
Okay, IQ Tour Solid?
Yep, solid.
Perfect. If you want to dabble, take a look at the new Craze Tour Craze Tour Solid.
Solid, yeah.
Very IQ solid, Tour Solid-ish.
And just to say how popular the IQ Tour Solid is, mine got stolen in States.
And it's been around for 12 years.
Yep. Someone literally walked off with my Solid.
But yeah, I mean, I had an IQ Tour Solid. I loved my IQ Tour Solid. And when I went and staffed with swag, I was literally praying that we were going to come out with something that could replace it. And the Craze Tour Solid is it.
That's on my list, by the way.
It's in my living room.
Yeah, I'm like that's definitely one of those that I'm like, yeah, I really want. I'm getting the Judge Pearl. That's the next
giveaway.
Yeah. Which I was
shout out to Ken Ames, by the way.
Yeah, shocked that thank you, Ken Ames. for that ball giveaway. I was absolutely shocked that I won it because I don't win anything, bro.
Yeah, I mean I loved my IQ tour for its versatility. I watched Luke throw his Craze Tour solid. Very, very versatile. Played the entire lane with it. The ball didn't give up until he was basically playing like the 35 out to like the 10 or 12, which for that ball, that's a lot of movement. Hutch basically did the same thing. He was playing his happy place, which was 25 to 7 or 8. Ball's hitting like a tank. Moved into 30. Ball didn't quit. So, yeah, very, very versatile ball.
And I will add one other thing to the two finger no thumb by the comment from basic bowler to manipulate with hand position. That is another thing of why I like to not use my thumb, because I can change my hand position to make the ball either less reactive or more reactive, depending on my finger placement and my hand position. Even though you have an X out on your ball, your X out could be here or it could be here. So they can't see where that X out is. No one's going to be able to tell you where you have to actually hold that ball. So it's something that I can use to transition, not just with my feet, but with my hand position and ball speed.
And Bill, I fully anticipate the Craze Tour Solid being one where I buy multiples of it. Like when one dies, I will get another one.
That's my Dragon Solid.
So, talking about no thumb, one thing I am jealous of thumb bowlers is being able to take off rev rate. Because yet again, going back to what we talked about earlier, I'm a trash talker. I love to do it. I talk trash to my teams, and when you see the one-handed traditional guy go over here, carry, a super light hit or a heavy hit, I'm always like, man, that's that thumb in carry, baby. And then if I see a guy, like me, go over here, pull at Brooklyn, and it just flushes everything out, that's two-handed carry, baby. I've got the excuses in the pocket ready to go at any given moment for any situation.
I mean, the only other thing I would add to that is being a two-finger no thumb bowler. We don't have the opportunity to loft as much.
I agree.
So I would say that's the downfall of it. But I also know that I can get more rev. So there's some give and take.
That I can't loft it, but I can still carry a gutter crap.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I can hit that one board. And everyone's like, "Oh, that's in the ditch," and I'm like, "Not yet." And then strike, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like,
I had one get squirrely on me today, and my girlfriend looked at me and said, "I knew you threw that ball in the gutter." I was like, "You didn't have any faith?" And she was like, No, I didn't. I knew that ball was going in the gutter, and it just worked itself around, and that's the two-handed pin carry.
Yeah, it's there's nothing better than turning around after you hit a one board and it comes back and smacks the pocket, and then everyone behind you's like, "What?" And you're like,
hey, it's better to be lucky than good any day of the week.
To me, the Hustle Glow is a good starting ball.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the hustles, the hustle, what is it, the Earth? That's another decent startup. I mean, I had the Hustle Camo. I would say it's kind of like the equivalent to the Storm's Tropical Surge series. It's a good starter ball to figure out ball control and figure out how to pick up those spares.
Another thing too is it's a good situational ball, I guess you would say too. So if you're bowling multiple, 6+ games on a lane, it might find your way into a bag later on in life too, just to have something a little weaker, a little bit just not as aggressive of a ball to have later in life.
and the other thing that you can add to that too is kind of how I'm a far left player. Some people aren't comfortable and they don't have that rev. So some people need to have a ball that's going to be longer and stronger and get down and snap in and late, where you can play a lot farther right. And then your transition is going to be small, subtle boards towards the center. So it just depends on how you play and how you're comfortable on the lanes, to be honest.
That was one of my biggest things with throwing the levels. Is it made me move 15 boards right, and I could play the down and in shot, which I was never able to do with anything else I was throwing. It was something to where I could go move right, play the typical one-handed low rev, down and in shot, and I could be competitive in that area.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like when I'm doing states and stuff like that. That's what I'm able to do with my Crazy Pearl.
Yep.
If I walk into any type of states or county, any sports shot, and I pull out something and I immediately try to start left, it's not going to be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it's higher volume. I have to look for the breakdown. Well, could I get to it later? Possibly, but I also know that the first thing of insanity is staying in the same spot and trying to force the same shot, and expecting different
results,
outcomes. Yeah. So you gotta trust your abilities, and you gotta just trust your shots.
What tropical surge do you have? I mean, it all depends which hustle. You said the glow. If they're similar balls, I mean, I would lean towards the surge more than the. To me, they're about the same ball, in my opinion. Hold on, let me look it up.
I mean, technically, I mean they all of them. I mean, even Raw is kind of that way.
Yep.
But there's a theory that some people say that certain colors tend to bend a little bit more than other colors. Do I necessarily believe that? I think that might be a little bit far-fetched for me to believe per se, because at the end of the day, I think their specs are still the same. But I mean, they're all beginner balls, so it's pretty much just what you feel comfortable with throwing, to be honest.
See, to me, I would probably go with the Midnight because of the solid color. But that's just me. I mean, I match up a little bit better with more solid than I do Pearl. So, but I watched Bree throw the Hustle Glow, and she struggles because it's so inconsistent. It 1 minute it's good, the next minute it's bad, the next shot it's good. Then it's just all over the place. But could it be inconsistency on her part? Maybe, but at the same time, house shot, you got that much miss room. It should still kind of correct itself, but it doesn't.
Yeah, and I will say it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Radioactive. Just saying, it does have that. Yeah, it has it.
I'm sorry. You got a lot of blue balls there, bud. We can't help you with that one. Hey, Steve, you came back at the right time.
Let's just say I'm glad I'm on a show that has multiple co-hosts, so I can go do what I got to do and the show not stop.
As my dogs are flipping out, I'll be right back. The dogs are going nuts.
But to me, I would go off of confidence alone. Which ball you throw more consistent, it would be the one that I would choose out of those two balls because they are similar to each other.
And
yeah, I was gonna say I still had my buds in, so I heard the conversation, and it's the Hustle versus the Storms, and I mean, they're made by the same umbrella company. They're very similar balls. It's just whatever you feel more confident in. And if you like the what am I going to say, the gimmick of the ball smelling, go with the Storm because it's got a smell to it.
Hey, and to be honest
So-
with you, the smell my ball never gets old.
Oh, it gets old. Especially when a 60-year-old man comes up and says, "You want to smell my balls?"
No, ball. Just singular ball.
But doesn't I'm pretty sure it is Brunswick who pours the surges, don't they?
Yeah, they're poured in Mexico.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep, they are poured in Mexico. I can't say anything. Our stuff's poured in Korea.
Got 3 dogs fighting over the same damn toy, and they have 3 of those toys.
Those damn kids.
I was
Can't do
fixing to say
nothing
worse
with
than
them.
kids.
But
All right,
that's
so
also
what's your
one of the
biggest-
reasons why our price point is where it is? So.
What is your biggest struggle on the lanes, Rain?
In all honesty, just consistency. And I have gotten tremendous amounts better this year alone with my mental game, and I think that's what hindered me the most in the beginning was being able to take a bad shot. I always go back to the saying, I'm a baseball fan, played baseball growing up, of pitchers have short memories. If you have a bad outing, if you have a bad inning, if you had a bad pitch, throw it away. You have your job to do to go up there and finish. So I've definitely made leaps and bounds in my mental game this year, but it is just it's just the consistency, accuracy. I guess is where I would play at. And it's just something that I'm going to develop over time, and I understand it. Is it still frustrating? Absolutely. Transitions can be fun, especially when transitions happen very fast and you have multiple people playing on the same line that, last week you moved 3 boards in 3 games. And now you're already going to back up plan F and you're halfway through game 1 because everybody's tracking on the same line.
Right.
So I've got one for all 4, or 3 of you. I can't count my split personalities right now, but
Whatever, Moeller.
right. Fantasy bowling is coming. What is your take on it? I'll give you mine real quick. I think it could be good, but I think it's going to be bad because you're going to have the financial aspects of gambling coming to it. And then every time gambling gets involved in a sport, it becomes more like it looks rigged or thrown, per se. Brian, want to give me your input?
I mean, honestly, I've never been a fantasy league guy in any aspect. I never got into it. Do I think it affects most sports? Yes. Would I just rather see people do their side bets like they do in league houses all day? But to add people to the mixture, I think it's going to make it a little bit messy. Just saying.
I agree. Steve?
Now I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. Is it like you can put your fantasy bets on who's going to win a certain tournament, or is it more like a team format? Fill me in before I give you my thought.
I haven't done enough research on it myself either, but I think it's going to be like fantasy football type deal.
Yeah, from what I understand,
I think
that's what I'm getting.
Okay, so I'm all for that. I love fantasy football. So if I can draft a team of 5 guys, there's a lot of strategy that goes into that. Like, obviously, EJ Tackett's going to be your round 1 first pick.
How does everyone attack it?
Well, and that's the thing. My fantasy football strategy is take my guarantees and then in the later rounds take my flyers on who I think is going to be really good that's under the radar. So if I could implement that and put it into a bowling standpoint, I mean, I'd be taking, Anthony Simon, EJ, Belmo. I think he's primed for a big comeback year. Belmo's got that kind of attitude where he's like, okay, I've let you all have your fun, but now it's time to bring Belmo back. And I think 2026 is the return of Belmo.
But you also got youth that stood back to back to tack it.
That's where I was going. But then in my later rounds, I'm taking guys like Chase Nadeau, Cam Crow, Ethan Foye. Those are the guys that I'm taking later on to get my huge value out of. So, I mean, that would intrigue the ever-living hell out of me, personally.
Well, see, I think Belmo's on his comeback year. This is his either comeback or I'm going to retire type season. I also think Ryan Barnes is probably going to light it up this year.
I think Ryan wins his first title this year, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's due for it, to be honest.
So, you want to give us your input real quick, Rain, and I'll tell you how this fantasy supposedly works out.
So, I think bowling has a really bad stigma of old. It's an old sport. I think the fantasy side of it will make people have to do research on players, and that is going to create a younger generation of bowling fans. So, I mean, regardless of if they're... I'll get to that in a second. So, I've got two parts of it. So, I believe it's going to bring a new generation of bowlers into it, and I like that. And it's going to bring... When I mean a new generation, I mean it's going to bring 25 to 35-year-olds into bowling leagues. And I think that's really cool. I think that's something that needs to happen, because then it's going to surge back in through their kids watching their dad and everybody else at the bowling alley and hanging out. That's where I see it happening, in my opinion. Talking about money going into sports. The thing that I will argue bowling over baseball, football, soccer, there's no referees.
Right.
If people are throwing games, it is going to be more blatant. And there's not going to be gray area as much. You can't say, I mean, they called me for holding. Right. It's going to be people that haven't missed the 10 pin in X amount of games missing it by 7 boards. And then you're going to go, ooh, that looked more obvious than it should have.
And honestly, there's one other thing that I didn't really think about, that it probably would help televised viewership.
Yep,
absolutely. It would bring more people to watch everything being televised, and hopefully it would be more broadcasted across multiple channels. And I know that they just went through their new deals to be more televised. So I mean, that would probably help in that aspect for sure.
So here's how you play it. Participants select a team of bowlers, often from each tier based on skill, to compete in PBA and PWBA events. Points are typically accumulated based on bowlers' placement in tournament standings, money earned, or special bonuses like 300 games. So it sounds like it's going to be maybe week to week.
And I like the fact that it's tiered.
Right. Yeah. So that way you can't have just a stacked team.
Oh, so and another guy that I think is primed for another big year this year. I got 2 of them. I think Andrew Anderson winds up getting back in the winner's circle. The guy's just too good to not have a title in this long. And I think 2026 not only is going to be the return of Belmo, 2026 is going to be the return of Kyle Troop.
Yep, I agree there.
Can I throw a dark horse in on 2026?
Oh, absolutely.
Darren Tang.
Ooh, yeah.
Dark horse. He is either going to go out there and light it on fire, or he's going to go and fold. That's the only 2 options that he's got right now. And my money's on him. That's the Vegas odds bets that you want. Right. I would throw a 20 on Darren Tang.
So the question is, though, does he go one hand or does he go back to two hand?
No, he's going to go two-handed.
Yeah, he's two-handed full time except for his spares now.
Right.
Oh.
And I think it's absolutely hilarious that they actually reflect that in PBA 26, the video game. In the video game, he throws his strikes two-handed and throws his spares one-handed.
I mean, you got to be accurate, right?
Well, you could take
See,
Rev
now-
off the ball.
Yeah. Well, I honestly, being two-handed and trying to throw a straight ball is pretty difficult.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. It's pretty damn difficult.
Yes.
So now another good aspect of fantasy is going to get you focusing on people that you don't see in the limelight either. And it's going to bring more attention to those lower end non-recognized bowlers. So I think that could be huge for it too.
And another guy that I'll take a flyer on in 2026, and I hate the fact that I have to say I'll take a flyer on him, but he hasn't won since he won his major, and he is actually a distant relative of mine, Kevin McCune.
Yeah.
Shouting out that family love, I see.
Hey, my grandfather's last name is McCune, so
Gotcha.
What's up, Patrick?
What's up, Patrick? Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Ooh.
What type of Coke? No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, breakout 2026. I think it's going to be Cam Crow. I think Cam Crow comes out of relative nowhere. I've watched him because I'm a bowling junkie. I will watch bowling in every way, shape, or form. So I've watched a lot of YouTube qualifying matches and qualifying events and things like that. So I've seen Cam Crow. That dude is primed to have a breakout year.
Does anybody have a get to TV shows but can't finish guy? So you know what I'm saying? Like get into the step ladder but doesn't win guy.
Well, last year it was Ryan Barnes.
Well, that's what I'm...
Honestly, definitely would probably throw Butters into this just for the simple urethane problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're allowed to throw it in qualifying, but then they can't throw it into finals.
By the way, can we say that is the stupidest rule I've ever heard?
It's
have
gonna
it
hurt.
Either have it or don't.
Yeah, I mean,
That's okay.
I don't think Butters is going to fare well with that rule.
See, I can't watch him bowl. His footsteps bug the shit out of me.
See, now this is going to pain me because I'm deep down, I'm a house guy. I love everybody in the house. I've got two guys from the house that come to mind right away. Kyle Sherman. I think he makes at least a few TV shows this year, but I don't think he wins. Sorry, Kyle. I know we live in close proximity to each other, and I would love for you to prove me wrong. And then the other one is Chris Vi. I think he makes a couple of TV shows, but I don't think he breaks through and wins another title.
So my guy is also a house guy. I think it's Packy.
Yeah, Packy.
See, I think Packy goes on a run this year. I think he, like, especially like the World Series of Bowling.
Yeah.
I think he can really tear up the World Series of Bowling.
Yeah, fair enough.
I do like what Packy's doing in content-wise, though.
Oh, killer.
Yeah.
The house channel is amazing.
Yeah, his content is absolutely fire.
One thing, and it's very, very subtle that I appreciate about him is when he does ball reviews, he flips the camera.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else is doing that. You don't see anybody go out throwing a ball right-handed and flips it to a left-handed view.
Josh, our boy Russo, he is an absolute wild card.
Fair enough.
You cannot predict what Matt's going to do.
And can anyone? I know the whole baby thing, and we talked about this last night during your league. The whole baby thing with the AI. Can we someone do the baby bottle?
Please.
with
Please,
Belmo
somebody
and
do it.
Rash, please. And then have
it would be so
have
great.
Belmo sucking on a bottle.
Sucking on a bottle. Yes.
So when was it Steve? Was it you that said Belmo's going to have another comeback year?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if he was going to bring the bottle back.
Yeah, I do it absolutely. just anybody. I just throwing it out there. Let it stick to the wall. Someone pick this up.
Absolutely.
Dude, when that craze came, I'm like, somebody in bowling's gonna.
Yeah,
do this.
I honestly thought would too, and it never came around. I was kind of disappointed, and I'm kind of glad it came up last night when you were throwing last night.
But yeah, take that, you bottle bitch, and just
Dude, iconic. That is right there with who do you think you are? I am.
And then when they do this, please make sure that you include his crack in his voice, because that was even better. Because not only was he pissed, but his voice cracked because he was that pissed.
So to clean your ball, you can just use Simply Green mixed with like a little bit of alcohol. That'll clean it. I mean, there's tons of products on the market that you can buy.
I'll say Swag's got her own cleaner.
I was fixing to say, but make sure that you don't tell people that it has alcohol in it during league.
If you
it's not COVID anymore. You can't even use isopropyl alcohol.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there, as bad as it sounds, there are people who will say something about it.
Yeah, you are absolutely not allowed to clean any gear during league whatsoever.
Unless it's in your track and you get approval from the secretary first.
Right.
Or if it's before you push go.
Right.
I was going to say, I'm talking outside of the bowling alley cleaning.
Right.
I've had buddies clean theirs with Dawn Power Wash before, and does a decent job. I'm not going to say it's great, but it does an okay job.
I've de-oiled balls before in hot tub water and Dawn dish soap.
I see people use Windex. Yeah, right. I know. And what have I seen? Yes. Would I do it? No.
Fair enough.
I would say I've seen people try to prove that purple stuff from CTD is Fabuloso and clean their ball with Fabuloso and realize it is nowhere near Fabuloso.
I was going to say, anything with degreaser is going to pull it out. I mean, I think the guy that we get ours from, he does a Simply Green mixed with Dawn dish soap or something. I can't remember offhand, but it works okay.
Patrick, that's why I said we have our own.
So, shameless plug, what's the name of that ball cleaner?
Swag ball cleaner.
Just put that swag in that bag.
Yeah, and you can also put the swag on the balls.
Right?
Put swag on your rag, too.
Somebody trademark that real quick. Put it on GoDaddy.
Got swag in your bag, you got swag on your rag. Oh, man, that's funny.
All right, well, we're running up on it, guys. We're at the 2-hour mark already.
Time flies, bro.
Shit, man.
Right. So, I guess I'll jump in here. I appreciate y'all fellas having me on. I had a blast. This was a really good time.
Oh, and speaking of which, we are Equal Opportunity Promotions. I will give you 2 minutes. Plug your podcast.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, this is Raine with the Cloudburst Pod. No, I'm just kidding. The Cloudburst Podcast, the idea for it was Baby Joe Rogan. I believe everybody is interesting and everybody has a story. So I talked to a variety of people about a variety of different things. We cover from bowling. I actually had one of the mechanics who is an avid bowler get on the podcast with me. I've covered different types of racing. It's not going to be for everybody. All right, let me rephrase that. Not every episode is for everybody, but if you can stand 5-10 minutes of it and you enjoy it, play it. And if not, I fully understand and move on. Just a little passion project I have that I enjoy doing with my friends. And I'm also dabbling into there is a device that I can use to record phone calls on my actual recording device that I have. So if that happens, I might be reaching out to 3 guys that are on this podcast. I'm not really saying anything, but maybe we.
I'm always open.
Always.
Right. So, it'd be fun, but yeah. So it's called the Cloudburst Podcast. Cloudburst is a sudden and abrupt down shower of rain.
I love it.
So thanks, Google, for that. but yeah, that's it. We do have a TikTok. I don't post much on there. There's more posts on the Facebook page, and all you have to do is just look it up. But fellas, I really appreciate it. It's been a good time. Y'all will hear more from me, and I'm sorry for that. But
oh, you're all good.
Don't be sorry.
Gotcha, man. But no, it was a blast, and I really appreciate it, guys.
Awesome.
Well,
We appreciate you taking the time with us.
No problem. And if y'all need another filler slot, by all means, reach back out, and we'll talk some more trash about bowling.
Oh, absolutely.
So thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the gifts, the engagement,
Yes.
the comments, everything. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us. You do a lot more for us than you think you do. My approach, my lane, stay in yours.
I'm gonna cap this off with letting you guys know who we're gonna have on next week. We actually have a swag staffer coming on next week because their schedule, unfortunately, we cannot have them on a Swag House podcast, but he can do Bowlers Southern Bowlers. But we have Johnny Wine coming in next week. So please join us, Bowlers Southern Bowlers, 9 p.m. every Saturday.
Oh, and speaking of which, Chef H-Town, I know you just hopped in. We would love to have you on you and Shanice on an episode of Swag House in the future. So we may be reaching out to you for that as well. But anyway, on the BHB side, we always ended it the same way. There is no last time. So until the next time, we're out of here.
See you
Y'all
guys.
be good, fellas.
Much love.